The night had fallen over the palace like a heavy silence. The high walls of Topkapi swallowed even the sound of the wind, and every footstep echoing through the corridors felt like a warning of an approaching storm. This knight stood on the edge of a decision that would change not only the palace, but the fate of the entire empire. Pargali Ibrahim was kneeling. His head was bowed, his breath held as if even the smallest movement could shatter the moment. The man standing before him was no longer just his childhood friend. He was one of the most powerful rulers in the world, the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. Sultan Suleiman's gaze was heavy. He did not speak for a long time, and that silence was more terrifying than any anger. Ibrahim, the Sultan, finally said. His voice was calm, steady. "You have served me with loyalty. My life is yours, my Sultan," Ibrahim answered quietly. Suleiman stepped closer. The air in the room shifted. Whatever he was about to say would change everything. "You have not only been my friend," Suleiman continued. "You have been my brother." Ibrahim was confused. This was not the tone of a man about to accuse someone. This was something else, something far greater. "That is why I will give you a task that requires not only loyalty, but destiny." Ibrahim slowly lifted his head. "You will become my Grand Vizier." The words hung in the air. Ibrahim stopped breathing. This was not just a title. It was the heart of the empire, the weight of the state, and it would shake the balance of power inside the palace. "Am I worthy, my Sultan?" Ibrahim whispered. Suleiman's answer came without hesitation. "Who could be more worthy than the man who grew beside me?" But this was not only an honor, it was a trial. Ibrahim knew it. This decision would turn friendships into enemies, loyalty into jealousy. And the storm inside the palace was already rising. Inside the harem, another tension was growing. Harem's celebration filled the night with music. Laughter echoed through the halls, shadows of dancing women moved across the walls. This was not just entertainment. This was harem declaring her place in the palace, and not everyone would accept it. Mahidevran appeared at the doorway, her presence enough to silence the room. "How dare you!" she shouted. The music stopped instantly. Harem stood slowly. There was no fear in her eyes, only defiance. "I organized a celebration. What is wrong with that? You are disrupting the order of this palace." Mahidevran snapped. Harem did not step back. "The order of this palace is changing." The words cut like a blade. The tension between the two women was about to explode. Then the doors opened. Valid Sultan entered. With her arrival, every voice fell silent. Every head bowed. "In this palace," she said, "the one who stays silent wins." One sentence, and the argument ended. But the war had only begun. In the Imperial Council, a political earthquake was unfolding. Piri Pasha had resigned. The most powerful position in the empire was now empty. Mehmet Pasha was certain the role belonged to him. Years of service, experience, loyalty. He believed the position was finally his. The council gathered. Everyone held their breath. Sultan Suleiman stood. "I will announce the new Grand Vizier." Ahmet Pasha smiled. Pargali Ibrahim Pasha. The room froze. Ahmet Pasha's smile shattered. This was not disappointment. This was humiliation. Something broke inside him, and it was not only his pride. Elsewhere in the palace, another destiny was unfolding. Ibrahim had learned about Mehmet Celebi's illness. This was not simple news. It would decide Hatice Sultan's future. He informed Valid Sultan. Her face paled. The thought of Hatice losing another husband was unbearable. She went to Suleiman. She told him everything. But Suleiman's answer was not what she expected. He stayed silent for a long moment. Then he said only one sentence. "Some destinies cannot be changed." Valid Sultan froze. This was the beginning of another storm. Power was shifting in the palace. Friendships were being tested. Enemies were rising. One man was rising. Another was falling. One woman was preparing for war. One heart was about to break, and everyone knew this was only the beginning. Every move in the palace and on the throne's shadow sparks a new storm. How will these decisions reshape the empire's destiny? Who will rise and who will fall? Share your predictions in the comments. Hit like, and don't forget to subscribe to follow the rest of the adventure.